Huh. Welcome to the Kumbhakarna's bridge. Oh, I meant Civilizational Bridge. The scene that we saw here is from the animated movie on Gulliver's Travels. The original book, Gulliver's Travels, was a 1726 prose satire by an Irish writer, Jonathan Swift. Gulliver was washed ashore after a shipwreck and he finds himself a prisoner of a race of tiny people called Lilliputs. Where did we see a similar scene? Let's see. Waking up Kumbhakarna and all the satire that Valmiki seemed to have ingrained in the scene is kind of like that. This painting itself is from the 17th century and is in the British Museum right now. Okay, before you think I am going there, I am not for a minute suggesting that Gulliver's Travels copied the ideas here. Art can be copied artfully to derive a completely new art. Nothing wrong with that, even if it was copied. There are some stories about huge people in Greek mythology as well. These days they call it world building, right? With respect to movie making, it's the same in storytelling. This world building for Ramayana storytelling happened way before BCE. But let us not debate whether it is truth or mythology or part truth. The reality was, half the civilized world knew about Ramayana. Indian subcontinent knew about it, China knew about it, Cambodia knew about it, Thailand, Indonesia, Japan, Vietnam, up until 1000 years back. After our civilization's decline began, we were not able to influence nor amalgamate our storytelling sauce with other civilizations. The British lived in India for 250 years. Did they take any of our stories back to England? They took some of us, yeah. Go ahead and ask an average Englishman or someone where I am here in America if they know any of the Eastern civilization's epics. They have housed all of that in the museums, but 99% of the people just don't know. I think we have lost the art of storytelling, and also it is undeniable that your stories travel far and wide only when you get powerful. This is what is called in common jargon soft power. We all who've been lucky to get some kind of a formal education know Gulliver's Travels. But most of the globe, I am sure, doesn't know who Kumbhakarna is. Children these days love Marvel heroes. The danger is, if we don't tell our stories effectively, our heroes will be historical footnotes outside India. And is it a coincidence that the only story in 150 years that traveled as widely and popularly in the United States was RRR? Yes, 3 R's. And the movie used basically all the tropes of Ramayana. Maybe Ramayana, that's what it is. Every trope from Ramayana is in there. The influence that the movie had on some parts of America is just a small glimpse of that soft power. Let's examine some of that soft power we had through Ramayana before we let it all go. It always helps when you know where which country is to be able to identify the sphere of civilizational influence. The archway is where the present day Bangladesh is. South of that you see Burma or the erstwhile Pagan. East of that you will see Laos, which used to be called Haripunjaya. Vietnam was Indrapura. It runs along the length east of Laos, Thailand and Cambodia. The entire pink orangish area is the older Khmer Empire. If you go further south, there is Malaysia, which used to be part of the Srivijaya Empire, including islands in Indonesia. Indonesia is a group of islands far bigger than the landmass I am showing right now. It is south of Singapore. Okay, and there's a lot of islands. So okay, now we got the frame of reference. I guess you can get ready for the test, right? Alright. I was basically showing it because a lot of Indian population can recognize the words, and they are Sanskrit words. Sri Vijaya, there are many words there. Let's take a look at the picture here. Obviously, Ramayana is an Indian civilizational epic written by Valmiki, and the source for all other books about Ramayana is Valmiki's Ramayana with its 25,000 verses. If interested, you can check out either the Ramayana summary video or my other videos where I am narrating Ramayana verse by verse, Sanskrit to English. I'm also fluent in Hindi or Telugu. If there is a particular episode you would like me to do, I'll be happy to do it. I'll only do it if there are more than a handful of people who would like me to do it, because it's a lot of effort. Coming back to the picture here, the protagonists of Valmiki Ramayana are Rama, Lakshmana, Sita and Hanuman. Cambodia's Ramayana is called Reemkar. Let's look at the etymology of the word. Reem is Rama. Kar is like Kirti, Ram Kirti, or in English, glory of Rama. Now the source of Reemkar is Dasaratha Jataka. Essentially, Jatakas are Buddhist tales, and they have a tale for Ramayana. Earliest mention of Reemkar was from 7th century AD. The general story of Ramayana is the same everywhere, but there are certain story details that are different, certain stories that are added in. Some characters are given more importance. I'm going to tell you some interesting stories, a couple of interesting stories during story time in a bit. Preya and Nyang are used for sages and seers. It's a honorific word. Preya Reem is Ram, Preya Leek is Lakshman, Nyang Seda is Sita, Preya Hanuman is Hanuman. Could be Priya, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation. Rama Kiyan, the Thailand Ramayana, means Rama Kavya, Rama Kiyan, Rama Kavya, or in English, poem of Rama. Similar to Priya, they have Fra as a salutation prefix. Fra Ram, Fra Lak, Nang Seda and Fra Hanuman. Now the Indonesian Ramayana is slightly different. It is called Ramayana Java because it is based out of the island of Java. Also called Kakawin Ramayana. Basically it means Kavya Ramayana. Kakawin, Kavya, or poem of Ramayana. Now this is not a Buddhist tale, unlike others, the Dasaratha Jataka. But this is from a book called Ravanavadha, written by Bhatti from 5th to 6th century AD. It was also called Bhatti Kavya. In fact, Bhatti Kavya includes certain verses where Kumbhakarna, younger brother of Ravana, tells Ravana the right thing to do. Ravana doesn't listen, of course. Essentially, someone got hold of Bhatti Kavya and wrote in poetic Javanese in the same meter of Valmiki Ramayana. You have to have 16 syllables in each line, which is called Anustub meter. Ramayana is entirely written that way. Look at their dedication. They wrote it all in Javanese. But there is a critical difference. 3/4 of the Bhatti Kavya book was translated, but they also included in the next 1/4 number of local gods and goddesses of Javanese. They used the sauce and created a different flavor. I will actually put a link of Kakawin Ramayana in the description below. It's interesting. It was composed in 9th to 10th century AD. The names are Rama, Lakshmana, Shinta for Sita and Hanuman. Let's go to the antagonists. Ravana and our dude of the week, Kumbhakarna. In Cambodia's Reemkar, Ravana is Krongrip and Kumbhakarna is Tabanaso. In Thailand's Ramakian, Totsakan is Ravana, Kumbhakan is Kumbhakarna. Now let's for fun say Tatsakan slightly differently. Tatsakan. Do you hear Dasakant? Dasakant means 10 necks. Kant means neck in Sanskrit. In our recent masterpiece called Adipurush, they put 10 floating heads without necks. In Indonesia's Kakawin Ramayana, you have essentially the same names for Ravana, Rahvana and Kumbhakarna. Now the story time. One story that is different in Dasaratha Jataka is that of bridge building. While building the bridge across to Lanka over the ocean, apparently someone was stealing the stones as they were being dropped. So Rama asked Hanuman to find what's happening. A mermaid called Suvarnamacha was stealing the stones. Hanuman and her, they fell in love, and apparently that stopped her from stealing, and then they could build the bridge. Hanuman is not supposed to be married in Valmiki Ramayana. There is a similar folklore actually. There was a mermaid king by name Mayravana that I know of. He was a friend of Ravana, and that Hanuman's sweat fell into the ocean and made the mermaid princess pregnant. I don't know the sweat business though, but that was a folk tale that is told about Mayravana, friend of Ravana. Another story in the Jataka tales is about the suspicion of Sita's infidelity by Rama, because she drew a picture of Ravana. She tries to hide it, but Rama finds out and banishes her. In one of them, he also asks Lakshman to kill, but that doesn't happen in Valmiki Ramayana. In Valmiki Ramayana, Sita is banished because Rama suffers embarrassment due to swirling rumor mongering. About possibility of infidelity. You see the picture down there? I'll make it bigger. This was in Botanical Garden in Bali, Indonesia. Some are saying it is old, but I couldn't find any information on how old it is. If you can find anything about the statue, let me know please. Here are also a couple of pictures of Kumbhakarna. This one is a Kumbhakarna in Batu Caves, Malaysia. They have their own Malay Ramayana. They just built a giant Kumbhakarna in Penugonda, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, now let us go to the statue challenge. Unfortunately, no one won again. I am sorry. This Kumbhakarna was found in Thailand. Observe how the dress is. The face is Khmer, yes. Just going by that, you can think it is Cambodian. But look at the dress pattern of Kumbhakarna. That goes all the way to his feet. That is something you can infer from the design. But according to the placard, it is found in northern Thailand, and it is from the 9th to 11th century AD. Now let me show you the challenge for the next week. Maybe this is an easier challenge. Take a look at this statue. Again, I need you to guess 3 things. Characters depicted, time period it is from, location it is from. Just guess. If it is from India, you have to guess the state as well. This time I have opened it up for both American and Indian subscribers as well. Whoever guesses it right will win a $25 Amazon gift card. Thank you for staying with me. This is your host, Hemant.